Hello everyone, welcome you all to my presentation on hybrid solar powered desalination mimicking the natural water cycle mechanisms. I'm MD Hafiz Upazila Agriculture Officer, Horinagundu, Chennai. So, mm, if I ask you how many glasses of water you have taken today morning, one, two, or just five glasses, isn't it? But if I say it is 500 glasses of water you've taken, how it sounds? Impossible, unbelievable. Yes, it might sound unbelievable, but if we calculate the water footprint, then yes, we have taken at least 500 glasses of water. Let's look at the water footprint. If you ate just a single egg, that is the output of 163 liters of water. A glass of milk, that has left out a footprint of 255 liters of water. That is the indirect consumption. Now come to the direct consumption and the water scarcity. Over 2 billion people live in countries where water supply is inadequate, and by 2025, half of the world's population could be living in areas facing water scarcity. By next 5 years, I mean by 2030, some 700 millions of the people could be displaced, kind of water refugee. And by 2040, roughly 1 in 4 children across the world will be living in areas of extremely high water stress area. This information is from the UNICEF, not by me. And this is shocking, obviously, and the more shocking news is by the time you will complete watching this presentation, near about 6 minutes, 3 children will die in different parts of the world from water-related disease. This is a research finding from MIT. So, the water is very precious, and we have only 0.78% of total global water that is drinkable. The remaining huge 97.4% is saline water. And to make this saline water into potable, there are 15,906 desalination plants, and 84% of which is using the very high power intensive reverse osmosis techniques, and they are producing 95 millions of cubic meter fresh water every day. That is huge power consuming, and this huge fuel consumption that leads to the global warming. That is the main problem, and the problem that I want to solve through my innovation. And the sun and the sea, the two invaluable and unlimited resources that we have. And so, solar power desalination could be one of the best solution I ever thought and I ever researched. But there are some problems with the existing desalination plants. Number one, the traditional RO technique that requires a very high amount of electric energy. That is not feasible. The number two, if we talk about the solar power desalination, that requires a lot of surface area. The higher the surface area, the higher the evaporation and the higher the production rate. But it is not too feasible. The number three, at night the solar power desalination cannot work, or even if it is heavy cloudy, if there is no sun during the day, it doesn't produce any fresh water. The solar power desalination plants has also another shortcomings, that is the tiny droplets of water vapor that deposited on the inner surface of the main chamber that retard the sunlight to come in and ultimately reduce its capacity, and the thermal distillation that is very much vulnerable to corrosion. These are the problems of existing different types of desalination, and that I want to address through my innovation. To overcome this problem, the hybrid solar power desalination plant that has been developed by me, it has accommodated most of the mechanisms that is happening in the natural water cycle, and the water uplifting technique that is taking place within the plant through the xylem tube. So there are very new innovation in this design. There are three very new innovation in this design. These are as follows. Number one, the water uplifting technique. In this design, the water will be taken to 40 feet above from the level ground to the primary reservoir, and the proposed a new type of pipe will be used to get the water up to that height, and it will approximately the final calculation hasn't been done yet, and it is expected to be save 40% of electricity than in comparison with the traditional pump and the pipe that we are using. Uh, the novel picture number two, that is the increase of the surface area by 100 folds. In this research design, the surface area will be increased by 100 folds by 20 layers and 5 channels on each layer. And the fine design is still under development. The architecture is uh, developing the design that hasn't been done yet. And the number three and the final, the novel feature, that is the collection and entrapping of the sunlight that is happening in the nature during the greenhouse gas effect. So in the greenhouse effect, the heat from the sunlight is being trapped by the carbon dioxide layer, by the cloud, and the same similar mechanism will be used here in this design to entrap the sunlight. There are 5 other improved and advanced features in this design, and so I should say this innovation is still at the research phase, and I have to conduct an experiment to develop an equation that will ultimately lead to development of a software which will finally make this entire plant fully automated. And now to talk about the challenges, primarily I'm suffering from lack of funds to conduct this experiment, and I think most of you are too suffering the same problem. And secondly, I'm in fear, somewhat in fear that someone could change my plan a little and will claim that this is her or his new innovation. It could be. And the last one that I hope, actually, I didn't even know what I didn't know, and for to this 2 days workshop, currently I know what to go. I know what I didn't know, and somehow somewhat what I need to know, and I also know what I have to go. Where is the place to get the solution of these questions? Thank you. I'm very much grateful to the WIPO and the Department of Patent and Design. So these are the references that have been used during this presentation, and that's all about. Thank you very much.